Let me set up this class and then we'll get going. Okay. So again, this is a pretty technical class. Okay. Pretty technical class. We've done a lot of work to kind of make this class more accessible over the last 3 or 4 cohorts. Basics of distributions, basics of normal distribution, mean, standard deviation, a lot of the fundamentals of what you might think of as statistics that you need for tests, two-tailed tests and hypothesis tests and all that stuff. We captured that into an hour lecture. Okay, it's available for you. It's almost a required thing. You have to catch it. Now, what we're going to do in this class is to kind of like turn all those concepts into a simple game. Second section, I have a very, very interesting guest. His name is Nuno Reis. He's from the financial markets. He's a quant. They call him quant. He's a trader. He's from London, actually. Thanks for joining, Nuno. And he's got a very interesting POV that Bayesian statistics is kind of like holding us back, and he's got a POV, and he's going to teach us a very short introduction to his POV, and then we're going to have 3 very senior data science thinkers and thought leaders in the space. Nuno Reis being one of them, Dr. Pranay Ramu being second, and a third gentleman named Dr. Payman Sadeh, who is a media mix scientist. We're going to have a panel discussion on Bayesian statistics and the limits of Bayesian statistics or not. And we all have very different points of view from the 3 esteemed gentlemen. So we'll see where we land there. That's the third session. The fourth session is going to be a marketing mix modeling code level walkthrough. So we have a bunch of marketing mix modelers. We're going to go through and walk through a Robin demo, step-by-step sort of a code level walkthrough of how do you build media mix models using Robin. And then we're going to finish with comparison of the 3 big media mix modeling libraries in market. So let me introduce Dr. Pranay Ramu. He was actually my roommate back in grad school, unfortunately. And he continues to be my friend for some reason, which neither one of us understand fully. But he went to school in Gainesville, University of Florida. He finished his PhD there and then worked here for many years. Now he's a professor at IIT Madras.
Welcome to this course, this part of Statistics for Marketing Analytics. It's a great thing. One of my students, Vamini and Bharati, along with Madan, we have put in a lot of thought. In my opinion, we have sort of simplified the content so that it can reach within like 35 to 40 minutes. That's what we are. But then if you look at the topics that we cover, it's about like 4 or 5 big topics is what we cover. But we have simplified it as much as possible so that you get a good hold. You have some take-home information in each of these topics so that it's actually, we are not covering any material here. We are actually uncovering a little bit of material in each of the topics so that you know what to look for when you go back.
So that's good, yes, and no worries. I mean, obviously there are always details, always context, but I'm ready to go. Should I share the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I don't want to take much of the time because I think really the panel discussion is where the juice is coming from. So as Madan was saying, I work in London, the city, the equivalent of the Wall Street. So just going through a quick one. I'm very now as an entrepreneur in a way that I left my career, 18 years working in financial derivatives, in FX, interest rates and so on. You can see a bit of my profile here. I also share on the chat.
What is interesting, what Nuno said, or the presentation, really interesting. One of the things I could tell actually is that much of what Nuno said, you can also apply to any model or method you use. Use the historical data to make predictions, do optimization, all the things we do in marketing. For example, when we're building marketing mix, what do? We get some data from the past. We postulate a model. And what is a model? It's a set of coefficients, parameters that combined with the data produces the output. So we are postulating, well, those coefficients are shaped in this way, and we try to estimate it from the data, fit it to the data. So we are imposing in some way, our prior knowledge or what we think, how we think the world works when we are making any prediction. We can expand that. And this is really a fundamental trade-off between bias and variance. If we just leave it open, we don't know anything.
Set you guys up with the idea. So there is a kahoot.it link there. If you click on it, it'll take you, and she's going to offer a game pin. The game pin will take you inside the game. And then she's going to share templates. This is the template. This is actually a statistic calculation template. So the way this is going to go is before we go into a specific question that's based on a particular topic, Dr. Ramu will walk through the concept. What is statistical significance? How do you calculate it? What's the statistical foundations of that particular formula? 5 minutes, it introduce you to the concept, and then we'll do an actual problem on screen, and you will be required to fill in answers. One is a sort of a template problem to the left, and right hand is your question.
Let me just set this up. All right. So we'll be giving you a link to access this workbench, and that will be mmm.tools.msquare.club. So it will lead you to this login page. It might change, the look might change later on, but yeah, basically you'll be given a username and password to access this workbench. So you just use that, log into it, and you are greeted with multiple options here into this UI. This is our studio UI. And what you would have is a terminal console and few files in the right-hand side. You would have all of these except for the last one.
Jupyter Notebook, and I'm going to show you how we can run lightweight MMM, Orbit, and I will do the direct comparison between three. Okay, because Robin, you already seen that.
Okay. All right. With that, I'll let you guys all go. I'll see you guys back Friday, the very last class, and Journey in Attribution will end on Friday. But appreciate all the attention and questions today.